Hello. Today, yesterday, I I ended up doing music production. It was just like after dinner, and I was like really tempted, and ended up doing it for like 3 hours, and it actually wasn't that bad. I think it was actually kind of productive this time. I kind of realized like when I'm doing it, I think it's just really important that I'm like in a flow and I'm not overthinking any specific decision that I'm making when I'm making music, like when I'm making the music. Like maybe I can go into it with a plan, but when I'm in the process of making it, I should just be in a flow, you know? I think before maybe I wasn't in that flow and I was overthinking everything. But also, I kind of was still exploring all of my free synth library VSTs because I had some that I had downloaded, and I had two, specifically two of them that were free, but they had like hundreds of synths, and I didn't realize at the time that all of those synths are like entirely useless to the music I'm trying to make because they're more like ambient, which is fine. Like I could still have used them, but what the problem was like, every time I'd click on this synth, like I would notice immediately that it was clashing with the rest of my composition because they would have like kind of overtone notes that weren't in the key of the note that you trigger. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like it even like some like you would trigger one note and it would play the note, but it'd also play other notes that weren't necessarily in the key I was working with. And they would all do that. Like all of these sounds were essentially atonal. Like they weren't, even the ones that had like a key, it would be like, this is like the minor chord and this is like the major chord version. Like if they had something like that, they would have two different synths if the synth triggered a chord. And that's just like not, that just makes it harder for me to use, but I technically could use it, but it's just something about the overtones every time I would play would clash with the rest of my song and would sound really dissonant. So, and I was kind of struggling because I thought only some of the synths out of these like hundreds of them were like not good, and then I had to realize like, no, just like this entire library is not gonna work unless these sounds are not gonna work unless I use them on their own or I use them only in an atonal context. But so yeah, that was disappointing. Also, I kept trying to use Scarbo, which wasn't free. I spent money on that, and I kept trying to like integrate it, but I just kind of had to realize like that just doesn't fit my song. Like it really, none of the song sounds in there fit my song because I don't know. Every time I listen to a song, I get like a very clear instinct of whether it reminds me of the day or the night. And Scarborough was just all night, and this song I was trying to make was in the day. So, anyway, I think that was kind of a breakthrough in that I realized like the majority of my songs are not helpful, but now I know which ones are that I can move forward with. So then I was able to start composing a bit better just when I realized that. And I would say of the 3 hours I spent yesterday, maybe only like 1 hour of it was like spent like actually like composing the music, and then the other 2 hours was just like trying different sounds on things. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's just a part of the process. I'm also think that maybe I just haven't found my like favorite sounds or like my go-to sounds yet, so something I need to keep working on. And yesterday I sent out the email to the another creative producer and then a line producer, and the line producer actually responded like pretty quickly, and I'm very excited about that because they've worked on some cool stuff in the past, and I think having their name attached to the project would give it a lot of more like credibility. Like they would just be a great attachment. So I sent them the script, and I'm just hoping they read it and respond and are like, yeah, this looks doable, and I'd love to be a part of it, you know? So that's where I'm at. And I did make something yesterday. Maybe I'll show you if it works. But okay, I made like multiple layers, and then by the time I was done, I was like, actually it sounds better with less layers. So I think I need to rework the other layers that I had. So right now it's only 2 layers. It's like a synth and then contrabass flute, which is like a music score sound. But it sounds good, so. Okay, that's just a little bit. Okay, I really should have listened to that without headphones at some point. That wasn't just then, because it does sound different than what I thought. And also, it kind of just sounds like one synth. Like, I don't know, I think the bass flute needs to be louder or something. Oh, yeah, the bass flute is way too quiet. I don't know why I mixed it to be like that. Okay. Anyway, that is not the whole song. That's just like maybe the basis of it. I need to rework of the other layers and with my imagination, and then we'll see. But yeah. Also yesterday I finally got my data from the cluster. It was just a lot of like sending things to the cluster and then not getting it back, like getting it back with an error, but it finally came back and it was right this time, so now I can just continue with my pipelines. And I hope it's just like a home run to the end. I will finish the project and then I can start evaluating if my pipeline works. So yeah, anyway, I don't think I want to talk too much about my research because I think it is confidential. But other than that, I think we should be good. And also, today I should get my magic pad. I don't think I got it yesterday, but I do want to keep playing violin the second I get it. And I want to do a lot of reading today. Yesterday I started reading my stuff from the book sale thing and listening to my CDs at the same time. It was fun. But yeah, I want to do a lot of reading today and study. But I gotta take like family member to the hospital. Everything's fine, but so yeah, I might not get to my research today is all. So yeah, that is the plan.